All right, so my name's Costa. I'm covering the festival with KeithLovesMovies.com. So I'm here with George Mihalka,
That's right.
and he's here accepting his Canadian Trailblazer Award. Which congratulations!
Thank you very much.
So how does it feel to accept that sort of award in sort of like a it's like more of a coming home party for you, like to accept like an award at like the place where you grew up, like where you studied film at Concordia, and like sort of like how does that feel for you?
Well, I mean, obviously, it's a great honor, and as a lot of people have said over the years, it's difficult to be a prophet in one's own country. So, getting this award from Fantasia is truly is an emotionally French would call it bouleversant kind of feeling about it. Uh, the nostalgia of having all my student films being shown in the same theater where I get an award is also an interesting, um, little bit of poetic justice, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's always an honor to get an award. Sometimes you wonder, I mean, is this the kind of award that says, thanks a lot, now you're out to pasture? I don't think so. I don't intend to retire till I'm horizontal. So, so I think, I mean, it was a very touching moment. I had a great time. It was an amazing experience to have Michael Ironside come by and help give me that award and all the support over the years. And we've been great friends for many, many years. And it was such a pleasure working with him on that movie that they showed, the Office Party, that they showed after the award, which I haven't seen in 37 years.
Wow.
So literally, I haven't seen it since I delivered it. And I got busy right after doing another film. And by the time, and then I went to Europe to work there for a year. So by the time I came back, there was nowhere to be seen. And so it was fun to see it, and it was fun to see that it still holds up. I was amazed, kind of nervous, honestly saying, is it as good as I thought it would be, or is this going to be total embarrassment?
Yeah.
They're going to show this dog, while I get an award. So that was kind of a bit of an emotional verkleppen stage for a while, but it turned out fantastic. The audience loved it. People keep asking me about it today, yesterday. It's been super.
Awesome. And like, because you mentioned, Michael Ironside helping you introduce the movie and like, presenting the award to you, and you did touch upon like how like close you are. Like, I wanted to discuss like how is your working relationship like with him after like doing 37 years.
Well, Michael and I didn't get a chance to work together since, but we've become such close friends during the shooting of this, so that we're always in touch. Michael will always let me know when he's in Toronto or where he is. We try to get together, try to grab a bite, tell each other what fat old farts we are, and just kibitz and wish each other the best.
Yeah. So I wanted to discuss because throughout your extensive filmography, you directed films in English and local like Quebec films in French. So what are some of the differences in terms of like either production, writing, like that like really like stand out like switching between the two?
Well, I mean, making a film in any language is pretty well the same. I just came back from Hungary where we shot a big miniseries, and honestly, aside from the fact that the positions are under a different name, the actual process is pretty well the same. The difference between making a French film and an English film or Quebec film is the director has a way more input in a French Canadian or a Quebecois production generally than in an English production.
Interesting.
The English productions generally are tied in with American money also. Producers, distributors have way more input, sometimes, which is fine. Sometimes it can be a little constraining. The French Canadian, when I work, I mean, one of the two people that I invited, producers that I invited to the award ceremony, were Jacques Bonnet and my dear friend Claude Bonnet, with whom I've made so many films. And um, it's a different way of working. The and a lot of the times, and I don't want to demean English language producers, but the French language producers tend to be more filmmaking oriented, more creatively oriented, not as business oriented.
Okay.
Uh, that doesn't mean I'm generalizing here
Yeah.
now. I've worked with some fantastic creative oriented English, Canadian, and American producers also, but generally I found that I've always had a super great time working in French.
Okay.
I love working in French. Matter of fact, somebody asked me today to come back and work in French. I'd almost do it for free.
That's awesome. So I wanted to talk about, because one of your earlier films, My Bloody Valentine, it like initially didn't start off like as a huge success, but over the time grew a big, massive cult following. So, and like it spawned like various physical media releases, a remake, and a NECA action figure too. So like how far along did you of your career did you realize that it had such a huge impact?
Well, I mean, Bloody Valentine is the history of Bloody Valentine is pretty torturous. It was going to be the state of the art next plus ultra of horror films at the time when we made it. Also, it had a totally different style and look than your run of the mill slashers like the Halloweens and Friday the 13th and so on, because it wasn't about interchangeable teenagers in an interchangeable suburb getting killed by some weird masked person who walks really slow but catches up to people running. So Bloody Valentine, when we designed it, was going to be like the deer hunter of horror films. That's one of the reasons why Tarantino likes it so much. The tragedy of the MPAA basically castrating the film certainly did not help. We had a fabulously great opening weekend, and then word of mouth said, "There's no blood in Bloody Valentine. It's my anemic Valentine." But the characters, the treatment, the fact that it was about adults, the fact that it was as much a love triangle, the fact that it was more of a murder mystery, an Agatha Christie type murder mystery of who done it, and you don't know till the end, kept it going.
Yeah.
And slowly, then those fabulous artist punk band from Ireland, and they decided to name themselves after the film. That brought us a whole new audience. One of the interesting things about the horror aficionados is they're actual real cinephiles. So when a horror fan sees a remake, a horror fan wants to see the original first.
Yeah.
Then they'll see the remake.
Yeah.
And what it did was really bring more focus to the original.
Yeah.
In a way than even the remake did. So all of a sudden the original is getting all the press, and now the remake is getting sort of like the lukewarm press.
Yeah.
And then from there on, it got again with the band, then with the remake, it got two new generations of fans, and honestly, it's an incredible feeling. And it's so nice now to have found a lot of the missing material, where I don't have to tell people before the screening of what they're missing.
Yeah.
There's still a few things that we'll never see, unfortunately, which if you read the novelization, you'll get. I highly recommend, if you can buy one, if they're still available,
Yeah, I'll definitely try to check it out because I didn't know there was a novelization. So
Yeah, there's a
I'll definitely try to find it.
novelization of it. If you can find it, I worked very closely with the writer of the novel so that all the backstories, all the things that got censored are in the novel.
Okay.
So you can get a much better idea of what the actual film was going to be like.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, so I mean, it's been amazing, and apparently there's going to be another new re-release, this time through an Australian company that bought the rights.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing some commentary on that in a couple of weeks. They're going to be recording me in Toronto talking about Bloody Valentine. So yeah, I mean, it's amazing that a film that I made so long ago. For instance, I was in Vancouver this Valentine's Day just passed, and full house in a theater, big theater, and I don't think there were any people who were actually born when I made that film in the theater. So that was an amazingly. I mean, you can't get a better compliment than that.
Yeah.
So I mean, overall, it's been a great ride. I mean, it's something I made when I was turning 28.
Yeah.
I mean, it's shocking, but hey.
It's a shocking ride, yeah. But it's something,
it's good shocking.
Yeah,
it's good shocking.
Yeah, because it's the type of movie where like it's very subdued throughout, and then you get those hints of like just mass gore.
Yeah.
Like the second that he goes towards his victim, it's something. I wanted to touch just to wrap up a little bit. I wanted to touch upon that last final shot in the movie because seeing it again yesterday, like where. He chops off his arm.
Yeah.
And then like you have that Dutch angle that in the rubble, and he's like maniacally laughing, running off, and saying, "Harry Warden, I'll see you soon." So like it's such a powerful moment because like it's dead silent as well with the music. It just really sticks with you. I wanted to ask you how did you approach that sort of type of final shot?
Well, we weren't really thinking about having a sequel at the time, but what we were thinking about is there's nothing scarier than knowing that there's somebody out there who may at one point or another come back and kill you.
Yeah.
So that was the concept there. The concept is that this guy knows the mine better than anybody else. He can hide out there until time comes to come out again. And that he's coming to get you.
Yeah.
And the idea that he's coming to get you and to leave an audience with that, but at the same time offer them that really interesting ballad, which was such a counterpoint, was the concept there.
Yeah.
And I mean, we really, really worked hard on coming up with that idea of the curse and the continuing menace. You did not defeat me. I will be back. And then telling in a very, very gentle way a ballad of the trauma of this town, and that this trauma will carry on forever.
Yeah, because once the credits roll, that ballad song is very.
I know nobody ever leaves.
Yeah.
Nobody leaves until that song's over.
That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, George, for
You're so
taking the
welcome.
time to speak with me. I really appreciate your time and absolutely love talking with you today. I really
Great.
appreciate it.
Thank you
so much.
Take care.